Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to another 2021 season review. Tonight we're going to be reviewing the 2021 NRL season of the Gold Coast Titans. They finished inside the top 8 in 8th position on the competition. That obviously went out the first week of the finals, but they did well. They snuck into 8th spot. They were damn lucky to sneak into it, and we'll get into it in just a sec. But before I get into the Titans season review, make sure you guys go ahead and like this video. Comment your thoughts on the Gold Coast Titans season in the comment section below. And most importantly, guys, hit the subscribe button. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. The Gold Coast Titans made the finals for the first time since 2016. They finished in 8th place, 10 wins, 14 losses. They got in there because they needed 2 teams to lose, and they had to win by a certain margin. It's a remarkable way of playing finals football. They needed Canberra to lose to the Roosters, tick. They needed Cronulla to lose to Melbourne, tick. They had to beat the Warriors by more than 8 points, tick. They won that game 44-0 or something. And they got into the finals, and they did well. They took on the Roosters in that elimination final where we've all seen it. Patrick Herbert had a brain explosion in the last 10 seconds, which would have won the Titans the game. But unfortunately, that did not go to plan. Now, if you guys have been following the channel for a while now, you would know that the Gold Coast Titans are my most hated team. I hate them more than any other club. I despise them. I do not like them one bit. I cannot stand them. But I've got to say, I've got to give credit where credit is due. At the start of the year, I made a commitment where if the Gold Coast Titans do make the finals, I will get a Gold Coast Titans tattoo. That is still in progress. That will be happening very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. The Gold Coast Titans tattoo is coming. At the start of the year, I called them overrated, overhyped. I called them an overrated team that won't do shit. They rely on their forward pack too much, which they still do. And they still are overrated, in my opinion. But full credit to them. They got in the top 8 and did fuck all. But credit to them, they got in. And we'll see if they can ride that momentum in 2022. We'll see what happens. But let's go through their season. So round 1, they were beaten by the Warriors 19-6. I remember this game very well. I had a lot of money on the Warriors. They were my specials of the round 1. And I had a big, big win on the punt that weekend. So thanks to the Warriors for winning that one for me. But not a good start for the Titans campaign. Round 2, the Titans beat the Broncos 28 points to 16 up there at Super Stadium. I was at the game. I attended it. I did a vlog on the channel. I was there with Always Brisbane Broncos. I believe the King was with me as well. We went up there on the Friday night for Titans and Broncos. Great crowd. It was a good game to attend. Titans were obviously too good on the night. Round 3, the Titans gave an absolute flogging to my team, the Cowboys, up there in Townsville. 44 points to 8. Round 4, Titans got done by the Raiders in Sydney. 20 points to 4 down there at Jubilee. Round 5, the Titans had a nice win against the Newcastle Knights. 42 points to 16. And then in round number 6, Manly gave it to the Titans. 36 points to 0. Round 7, the Bunnies 40 to 30 win over the Gold Coast. Round 8, the Broncos beat the Titans 36 to 28. The Titans had a 22-0 lead, and it was gone. The Broncos came back and got the win in that one there. Round 9, the Titans beat the Tigers 36 points to 28 in what was a very high-scoring game. Round 10, Magic Round, the Panthers destroyed the Gold Coast 48-12. I was at this game. I was at Magic Round. The Panthers destroyed them on a Sunday night. It was a very cold night by the time this game came on, and the Panthers absolutely gave it to the Gold Coast 48-12. Round 11, I believe it was, Titans beat the Bulldogs 30-20 up there at the Gold Coast. A very entertaining game, and Titans got the win there. Round number 12, the Sharks destroyed the Titans at Coffs Harbour 38 points to 10. Now we're at the back end of the season, so that's the first half of the season. Now, Round number 13, I believe, the Storm beat the Titans 20 points to 14 up there at the Sunshine Coast Stadium. Both teams had a few Origin players out, so Melbourne got the job done there. Round number 14, the Roosters beat the Titans 35-34 due to a Sam Walker field goal in the last 2 minutes or so. The Titans were down. I think it was something like 34-6. Oh no, I think it was 30 points to 4, and the Titans made a huge comeback and they got done at the end. So very unlucky there. Round 15, the Titans led Manly 24-8 or something. Manly came back to win 56-24. Another comeback against the Titans there. The Titans had a few games this year, but they had good leads and they unfortunately blew it. The other teams would come back and get the job done. Round number 16, the Titans flogged Canberra 44 points to 6 at GIO Stadium in Canberra. One of the best wins in the club's history. Round 17, the Titans had the bye. Round 18, the Eels beat the Titans 26-8. Round 19, Titans beat the Dragons 32-10. Round 20, Titans flogged the Dogs on a Monday night game because I think there was a COVID outbreak or somewhere, and the Titans had to play on the Monday night, the early game, and they ended up winning 34 points to 6. Round number 21, I believe, Titans beat the Cowboys 36-14 up there at Seabus. Round number 22, the Rabbitohs beat the Titans 36-6. Round 23, the Storm beat the Titans 34 points to 20. Round number 24, the Knights beat the Titans 15 points to 14 due to a Mitchell Pearce field goal. In the last round, round 25, the Titans beat the Warriors 44 points to 0. An absolute flogging. So, they had an up and down year, obviously, more losses than wins, but they get into the top 8 due to results going their way. Going through some of their best wins of the season, I think the game against the... Where is it? The one against the Raiders obviously stands out, winning 44 points to 6 against the Raiders there in round number 16, I believe it was. Back in round 3 as well, beating the Cowboys 44 points to 8. And I guess the other result, which was very good for them, was in the final round, round 25, where they beat the Warriors 44 points to 0. If I had to pick out their best win of the season, I'm going to go with that one against the Warriors, actually 44-0 in the last round. I thought that was a very impressive result. The pressure was on the Gold Coast. They had to win to get in the top 8 by more than 8 points, and they won 44-0. They handled the expectation in this game, and they lived up to it, and they absolutely dominated the Warriors 44 points to 0 there. And I guess the one against Canberra as well was very impressive in round number 16, winning 44 points to 6 in Canberra. Another very impressive result there for the Gold Coast. One of their worst results of the season. They've had a couple of bad ones. Losing 36-0 to Manly at Mudgee was very ugly there back in round number 6. And also another bad result for them was the one against... Where is it? Another bad result for the Gold Coast was the game against the Seagulls again. 56-24 defeat there. And the Sharks as well, losing to the Sharks of Coffs Harbour. But I'd say the Titans' worst game of the year was probably the one at Magic Round against Penrith. Losing 48-12. That was just really, really poor for the Gold Coast, losing that result there. So I'd say their best win was the last game against the Warriors there, winning 44-0. And the Titans' worst result, I'd say, was the one against Penrith in Magic Round. That was a disaster from the get-go. Let's go through some of their players now who I thought had a good year and a bad year. So we'll start off with AJ Brimson. I thought AJ Brimson had a decent season, and for the Titans, I thought he played well. So Brimson was good for him. Anthony Don didn't play a whole lot of footy, but when he was there, I thought he was okay. Obviously, age was getting the better of him, so Don was okay. Brian Kelly. I thought Brian Kelly was probably one of the Titans' better players this year. I thought Brian Kelly was very good for him. Patrick Herbert. Didn't really go much on Patrick Herbert this year. I thought he was average at best. Wasn't really a big fan of Patrick Herbert this year. I thought he was okay. Nothing special. Cory Thompson, I thought he had a good season. Ash Taylor, I thought he was garbage. I thought he had a really disappointing season, as always. He's always been a player that hasn't lived up to the expectation. I think Ash Taylor has really really let down his teammates. I thought he's been really ordinary for the Titans. He's now leaving the Titans, so good riddance, I guess. But I thought Ash Taylor had a bad year, so Ash failure needs to improve, and I can't see it happening anytime soon, to be honest. Jamal Fogarty, I thought he was good when he was playing. He obviously had a few injuries this year, but I thought Fogarty was good. Jared Wallace was great. Moe Fodawaker was great. Mitch Rain was average at best. Kevin Proctor, bit older, getting a bit slow. Thought he was okay. David Fafita, wouldn't say he was their best player, but obviously very important to the Titans. I thought he was good without being brilliant, so probably in the middle. He was okay. Fafita. Tino, I thought Tino, Fasua Malawi. So I thought Tino was outstanding for the Titans. I thought he had a great year. Tyrone Peachy, thought he was good. Thought he was very handy as well. Sam Lasone was decent for him. Jamin Jolliffe was good, I thought. Philip Sami was very up and down. Jonas Pearson didn't play much. When he did, he wasn't too bad. Sam McIntyre was okay when he was there. Herman Esiasi didn't really get a fair run, unfortunately. Bo Fermor was very good. He was a standout for mine. I thought he had a good season. Masters was just a waste of money. I don't even know why they bought him. Sam Stone's not there anymore. Jaden Campbell, I love this young kid. He's only going to get better. Thought he had a great season, all the games that he did play. Greg Marzou, I like to look at the kid. He's not bad at all. And Toby Sexton, only played 5 games. He's got a future ahead of him, but not bad. I thought the Titans had a good year. They did well to get into the top 8. I'd give them a 5.5 out of 10. It's a pass mark for the Titans. They made the finals, so it's a pass mark for them. I had them coming 13th at the start of the year. I didn't believe in the hype, and I thought they were extremely overrated. But credit to them, they got into the top 8, so fair play to them. Their best and worst player. I'm going to say their best player. I'm going to go with Brian Kelly and Tino. I thought they were very good for the Gold Coast. The Titans' worst player, I'm going to go with Ash Taylor or Ash Failure. And I also think Patrick Herbert was quite ordinary. Had a great game in that elimination final against the Roosters before the last minute of the game ended. But that was probably his best game of the year. But overall, until then, I thought he was very up and down. And he's pretty replaceable, Patrick Herbert. So, decent year for the Titans. They get to the top 8. They go out the first round, which was expected. How will they go next year? It'll be interesting. They've lost their halfback now, Jamal Fogarty. He's gone to Canberra, so the Titans don't really have a halfback going into next year and a hooker at this stage. So we'll see what happens. But if I don't get a halfback or a hooker, they're not going to improve. They're going to go backwards. So we'll see how they go next year. But guys, that's it for the Gold Coast Titans 2021 season review. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.